Page 30, hello Dolly. A few things to point out here. I'm going to start with the right hand. The fingering. You're at the beginning, you're starting with index finger on the E to the G. Then the next measure, look at that one. Okay, that's actually your hand position. Alright, it's not a 5-finger position, then that's okay. You don't have to be. This is not exactly beginner music anymore. Then in the last measure of the first line, that measure 4 is what they're calling measure 4. Watch that fingering carefully. You have to cross the thumb under, and it's now when you do the arpeggios, this is normal. It's not a problem. This puts you in position for what's coming. Right? Not a problem. Okay. Measure 10 in the right hand. You have put the index finger for the not the best, but it works. That's fine. Then for measure 12, watch that fingering. You got to cross the thumb under it again. Right? Not a problem. You can handle that, I'm sure. On measure 20, you're crossing the thumb under again. You've already done that. You know all about that. That's great. Measure 27 on the right hand. See those repeated C's? I don't like that at all. And I'm recommending a different fingering. You use whatever fingering you want, but I'm recommending on these C's, start with the third finger, then 2, then 1, then 3, and then the 2 can go on the A. Okay? And then cross over and put the index finger on the E and the fourth finger on the G. Then you got the E's with the same rhythm as the C's. I use the same fingering. 3, 2, 1, 3, except now I use a 1. Because on measure 30, that first note, I need a 3 there. So to demo that measure on measure 27 on through the 4 measures there, starting with measure 2, in the right hand, it's that. Okay, like so. Then on measure 34, it's in the second ending, it's the end of the line. Again, same thing. 3, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3. And the same fingering then for measure 36. It's a weird fingering, but it works. So you're using different fingers for those repeated notes. It's a lot easier and surer, especially if you get nervous or whatnot. If somebody's listening, it's easy to not play notes or miss them or something. That's the right hand. For the left hand, at the beginning of this, notice you're starting with the 4th finger, because normally this would be a C position. Okay, but in the following measure, you have a B. So they're doing 4th finger on the C to prepare you for the B. And then to the A. You're wondering, well, you're using the 5th finger on the others. Why not? Well, you can. You can use 5th finger all the way through. It's up to you, but 4th finger's fine. You may need to practice a little bit on the chords there for measures 7 and 8. The end of 7, the beginning of 8. 7, measure 7, you have that. And then at 8, you've got that. The F is still there, but the others takes a little practice, but you'll get them. Get the notes down at the same time if you can. Measure 22, top of page 31. They're showing a 4th finger for the E. I think it's better if you would use a 5th finger for that, because you got to have the 4th finger for the next measure. So on measure 21, you're here to here. If you can, squish your hand up and put the little finger on it. If that's too uncomfortable, you can't handle it, then you can use fourth finger or third, whichever, and then substitute fifth finger for it. That works too. Play it with a fourth and then substitute the fifth, just so you're ready for the fourth on the next measure. That's my suggestion. Then on measure 31, you have a C and an E, and it's the fourth finger on the E. You need that because you got to have the other fingers for the other notes that are coming. Because in measure 32, that first G, or both of those G's, are naturals. They're natural because that flat, the G flat in measure 31, that's only for that measure. You know, once on accidental, once you cross the bar line, that flat goes away. So it has to be a natural. They could put a natural in there to help you out, but they don't have to, and they didn't. And that's fine. Now, again, this is repeated, most of it. I suggest you learn it without pedal, of course. It's a happy piece altogether. I mean, I think it should bounce along pretty good. I don't know. You know, I tend to play the staccato and I add things to it, trying to make it musical. They're doing a pedal, and that takes all that away. If you use a pedal, that kills it. But you can experiment, and you don't have to pedal it this way. You can, do your own pedaling if you want, or whatever. For this video, I'm going to play this the first time through, up through the first ending without pedal, and then when we repeat back to the reverse repeat sign, then I'll add pedal and use pedal to the end, so you can hear it both ways. 4/4 time with a pickup beat, so I'll give you 3 counts. Let's try this out and see what happens. Okay, the right hand starts here, left hand is here, and the foot's on the pedal. Alright. 1, ready, go. Rest.